Hey guys, it's Hayden. Welcome to my latest Diecast model review. And this time I'm bringing you guys the Pagani Huayra by AUTOart Signature Series in the 1/18th scale. And I recently got it last week because they were having a basically a tax-free promotion, so I got it for a grand total of 338 Canadian dollars. If you chance exchange it for US, it will be about 250 USD. And yeah, it's so far my most expensive model. But overall, I really like the quality of the model. And let's get to it. So the model is protected by styrofoam casing, so it gives very decent protection for the model. And as far as the parts go, you are given 2 sets of mirrors, which is a very nice touch. And these, you don't need to screw them on. They just kind of stick onto the model itself. And you'll need to loosen some screws in order to access the front and the back bonnet. And next you have a screwdriver, and then you have the brochure, which is this, along with a certificate. And I got 1376 in the bronze color. And let's take a look at these, because you want to take a look at these before you get your model out. And let's talk about the model price, because it's by far the most expensive one of the... Wait, actually, I'll let you guys confirm it for me, because I don't know. But this is my most expensive model in my collection. And here we have 672 separate parts, and this model weighs about 1 kilo. And I'll do a quick comparison. So I have the Pagani Huayra R, and this one has 658 separate parts, and it weighs 0.8 kilograms. And last but not least, like one of the all-time favorite of mine, this one is the McLaren F1, and it has 468 parts, and also weighs as much as the Huayra R at 0.8 kilograms. So I guess in terms of parts, it is definitely going to be more expensive than those other models, those two. And let's take a look at it. So the Huayra is powered by a 6-liter Mercedes-Benz V12 featuring 2 turbos, giving it a 730 horsepower rating, alongside with humongous torque of 1000 newton of torque, which is actually a lot faster than the Huayra R, which is naturally aspirated. And that one has about 710 Newton meter. Pagani Huayra is the successor of Pagani's all-time favorite Huayra, and you can see a lot of cues associated to the Huayra. The front headlamps, the very sharp, pointy looking bonnet in the front, along with a Pagani badge on there. And the other thing that is very much resemble that of the Huayra is the back bonnet, and how it touches, how the lines meet the doors. And I don't know, those are the 2 things. And also how the cockpit is very panoramatic. You can see pretty much like a full circle around the cockpit, and it's giving it a very refreshing look. If you look over from the top, from the side, even from behind, you can see some nice features. Let's actually put it right beside each other. Well, the car's name Huayra defines the god of wind, and it definitely deserves that name because it's used in aero flaps, and its general outline, or the outline of the car, is just like a side profile of a wing, and it looks very dramatic. And you can see it's shorter than the Sonda R by a little bit. But in terms of acceleration, this will out accelerate that of the Sonda R due to its very, like a big surplus in torque. Here are the rear, and yeah, those aero flaps are what makes the Huayra so different compared to Sonda. So when AUTOart released the Huayra series, they started off with white and carbon, the two-tone color, alongside with the silver, and those two don't have the front splitter on the front. And the neat thing that they did, let me open this first. So they added some safety features on the back bonnet in case you clip the model at the door, and they follow a straightforward procedure. You first access the door first, and then you can access the other two bonnets, just so you don't clip the model. And it's a very tight, what do you call it? No, not tight, but just follow those orders and you'll be good with your model. And it's a very minor complaint is that the bonnets and the doors don't stay as high as they say in the poster. They're commercial posters, but I'm okay with it. If there's a good way to counteract those things, this model will be perfect. Cause I tried tightening the screws already, and it sometimes works, but sometimes it doesn't. So you want to be very careful with it. In terms of gimmicks, you can do pretty much just like the real car. You have functional suspensions, you have steering, you have I think those are it. Let me shut the... Wait, actually, look at the details in this model. So here you do have carbon printing running through underneath the major surface areas onto the back, and then you have some very delicate mechanism for the door, for the bonnet opening feature. And then, whoa, is that right? Oh shit, should have closed the front bonnet first. So that's a minor complaint, but once they're shut, they don't hit each other. So that's the only thing that you want to be careful of. And here you have a very tight V12 placement in the back. And let me just go over here. So the engine is amazing. You got the exhaust that looks like they have been tempered with flame fire, just so to create that color. And then you got functional suspension, and then you have some crosses and roll bars to make this car very rigid. And let's check out the rear wheels and the brake assembly, and it looks great. The carbon ceramic is in very dark black, paired with various Pagani goods. This color is definitely very nicely executed. So yeah, the second editions, their second releases includes this shade and also the red, metallic red, and they have that protection tab right there. It'll be a big plus if I can, you can definitely take it off. Then you can see all the magnificent detail in the engine area. So it looks like it didn't skip anything. Definitely looks like the real deal. Here's a top view of the model. So it smoothly transitions into the interior of the Pagani Huayra. And actually I don't know if this color tone is good for this model, because it barely gives you some, if not any, contrast to the exterior. It's actually in a gray-black combination, but it's difficult to pick up with the camera. And that's probably the biggest minus in this model. It's a kind of monotone interior, but it has a load of parts in there. And I'll mention this as well. This is not a big deal, but the tires, some Huayra models come with P0 Pirelli decals, or the tire walls painted in white. Those really stood out. And there's another company which makes this model, which is the Rally GT Autos, and those ones look great with the tire markings on there. But that model doesn't allow the front bonnet to be opened. On this camera it looks, look at the body line, see? Look at how the light, wow. So in terms of shot, the model's shot line set is on the dot. On the dot, see? Let's look at the right side. On top of that, they have pretty much every single metal grille covered with metal photo act. Let's actually give it a final look at this. Yeah, I really like this model. And I'm tempted to paint the wheels to black. So you have to see. You just have to see. And that's about it for this video. If you have any comments, just drop down below. And have yourself a great day.